Welcome to the channel. We're back at the hill test, and yes, it's gonna be a TX up here. You saw the headline. That's right, we're not crazy. Well, no, actually we are crazy. There's been a lot of growth, a lot of rain. Like a river, this thing changes all the time. Brian, are we crazy? We are, aren't we?
What? Sorry, I was looking at our Tacoma. That looks so sick with the new wheels. I love it.
Man.
Okay, yeah. No, are we crazy? Yeah, of course we're crazy. We also do crazy things on this show. Speaking of, it's TX time, baby. This thing right here is the 2024 with Nightfall Mica. Incredible blue paint. Sorry, it's a little dirty right here, but it's incredible. And look, it's got all the good stuff. It's got the 3.5-liter plug-in hybrid V6, 404 combined horsepower.
Yes.
We've discovered sport mode that works very well. And here's the kicker on this thing. 2,619 for what is foundationally a Grand Highlander, which is a great product, but...
Or is the Grand Highlander a TX?
Now we're talking.
Can you get a GX for that price?
Yeah, by less. So if you're doing hill stuff and you care about hill tests, the GX550 is definitely $11,000 cheaper than this with the Overtrail edition. But this has the kick butt 3.5-liter NAV6.
Yes.
And it also has 22-inch wheels, Craig. And I'm not sure how I feel about that for the hill, but man, do they look amazing. I love them.
They do look good. Will those looks help it get up the hill, do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
These looks can help everything.
Okay, good.
Okay, look, approach angle. Any guesses?
Well, yeah, I've got a really good guess.
Yeah, because you know.
Yeah, 17.
17.1. 17.1, because lowest point here to that tire, that's not the best.
It just sticks out farther than it looks.
It does, but it's not the worst. We've certainly had crossovers with less than that. This is better than the Sequoia.
Ooh.
So I'm just going to put that out there. Other thing I want to point out is ride height, Craig, 7.72 inches.
Okay.
Not terrible. Cross treks are around 9.5, so it's a little lower. But for something that's not off-road focused, it's better than you think. You'll never scrape on your daily driving.
It's okay-ish.
Breakover angle, Craig. It's not published, and I'm kind of concerned about that, but they do tell us the lowest point on the ride height is the exhaust pipe in the middle.
Okay, good to know.
When we hear some scraping, we'll know what it is. Checking out the departure angle, well, they got you covered here. If you're going backwards up this hill, 22.3 of departure. And look, this happens on all cars. It's about economy. That nose has to be low for better slipstream stuff. And also its looks, if we're being really honest. People want it to look like a certain way.
Well, this one's got it.
It's got it, man. It looks awesome.
So yeah, about these tires. These look kind of okay-ish.
They're actually great. Cross contact LX20s from Continental. They're actually Eco Plus with a plus sign, which means it's going to be very efficient going up the hill. Doesn't mean it's going to be the best grip.
That's some blocking and tread.
Well, you get some siping on the side too, so it's not bad. It'll get it done. 255, 45, 22. From there to there, 22 inches, which means from here to here is probably 3.5. Okay, but that's okay. That's not the mission for this, but because it has the electric-powered rear axle back here with the all-drive system, there is no drive shaft. I'm very curious about the traction control system. I'm not so concerned on this test about its function up the hill main line. I'm concerned about how it controls when a wheel gets light on the ground. That's what I'm curious about. All
right, Brian's going to get into the inside of the interior because there's a lot of goodies. Believe it or not, even though this is not meant for off-road duty or the things we're getting ready to try to make it do, it does have some off-road stuff to play with. So Brian, what are some of the off-road things to play with? We got buttons, we got modes.
Coming in the interior, we have all the cool gauges and that kind of stuff. I'm going to take this thing. Look in here, you can see where power is flowing. We've got that covered here. That doesn't matter for the hill test. What we do have is this little off-road button right here, which will put an icon down there. And you've also got traction control. You've also got a bunch of controls over electric power and hybrid because this is a plug-in hybrid, which is awesome. Additionally, we have the camera system, which is not designed for off-road, but boy, is it phenomenal. We are really happy with it. We do have a good camera system right here. Let's hit this. Okay, now we can see our surroundings, which is okay. It's not designed for off-road, but it can function as such. So the camera system is here. It just shows a cartoon of itself. You can't actually pull
as you go in the drive, it may change, and we'll show that.
Okay, there it is. All right, so now we've got views overhead right here. Turns out it does have blue. It matches the car. You should be happy with that.
Thank you, Lexus.
Oh, you've got like a POV over the car video game style.
That's kind of cool.
That's kind of awesome. I like that.
Most importantly, Brian, you've got a spotter because you're going to need one.
We're going to need it, and let's be extremely cautious on this one. We've got sport, and we've got eco, or just regular.
And we're going to hit the tree button.
We got the tree button on, so tree button's on. And what do you do with power? You want to do EV or you want to do hybrid?
I don't care.
I think we do EV and see what we get.
Let's see what happens.
If that doesn't work, we'll bring some gas in the case.
Okay, I like it. So here we go. We're going to see what happens here. This thing has no business being up here, and should be interesting. No slippage, quite impressive. Usually we slip a lot getting to this spot, and still no slippage. Wow. And we're going to stop there because of the 17-degree approach angle, because this just sticks out so far. We don't even have the tire up on the obstacle yet. We're now hitting rock here, and we still got to get past this rock, which is above that spot, which, well, that's not going to work. Let's talk about where we got so far.
Yeah.
Wow.
No slip, and with the EV, modulation is pretty good. It's not surging or doing any of this jumpy stuff.
It's usually hard to do in these types of vehicles.
Yeah.
I think because that motor's in the rear, it's basically almost rear-wheel drive at that point.
Yeah, the front electric motor is tiny. It shows in the illustration here how tiny it is compared to the rear being a big boy. And it's funny too, when I'm driving, it's showing juice going to all four wheels, which is interesting. Something else I want to point out is we've got two choices now, Craig. We can go left or we can go right for alternate lines. Which one do you want to try?
Okay, and that's where we get to next. I think we're going to try left. Let's just see. I don't know if we'll make it. I think we'll probably have to do the bypass line. Clawing its way up with zero slippage so far. So I really want to try the left one.
Traction control seems to be working well, so let's try that.
Okay. That tree icon works.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to cheat it over to the left a little bit. We're going to help this tire get up on this little berm, which may help get the front over this part here. Let's see what happens. Okay, there's some slippage. As we're slipping here and on the back, which is typical. Remember, those two axles are not connected by any drive line. It's really trying to think it through.
So yeah, that is interesting, but they're open diffs, so they're going to do what they're going to do. Brake force distribution is trying, but I can tell you right now, this is not designed for serious off-road use. It's designed for dirt roads and snow and stuff like that. I think what we can do, Craig, is we can try and add some gas.
Oh yeah, gas always helps.
Okay, let's go to hybrid mode, and I'm going to leave all the traction control systems alone. If it's not working, you can stay up on the hill. I'm going to turn traction off and try and brake force, left foot brake my way through it. So let's try that.
And this is where it gets tricky because we have to slowly go up here because we don't want to tear this vehicle up, and sometimes these vehicles don't let us do that real well. But we'll be careful.
Oh my gosh.
Good.
Holy cow.
22s help.
Whoa. Oh gosh.
Yeah, baby.
Okay.
All right. Well, that actually was better than I expected. Brian, did you think that would happen?
No, I did not. And that is proof that front drive axle is getting way more power when the gas motor comes on. Prior to that, in EV mode, it was doing a bunch of power in the rear and only so much it could do in the front. Cranked that puppy on, it walked up. I did not left foot brake at all. That was it in its own management systems, and it just figured it out.
So putting gas onto a situation helps.
It turns out it'll let it fire up like that.
And 2GR is good, and 22s help a little because it finally got you up and over. So.
Well, they do. Hey, good point. They're 22s, the wheel's big, but the overall tire height is still really big, like probably a 28 or 29.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah.
This is beautiful paint, and I was terrified of rubbing into that cedar brush. The entire time, we were as far left as we could go on that.
Good news is it looks fine and no damage. We didn't even touch that tailpipe that I mentioned we may touch. Never a problem. Got up and over the obstacle. Look, if you're going camping and you need 3 rows, this could do some of it. So
Dodge the 22s, get this powertrain. Good job. The legend saved us again.
With that, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Let us know how crazy we are, or if you're going to take your digs camping and maybe we're not so crazy.
See you next time.